technological advances aren't going to continue linearly. They're going to exponentially expand. And our only way of really maintaining our well-being and thriving in the context of these dizzying changes is by being innovative and creative and adaptable. And that's why creativity is the skill of the 21st century. Among the highlights today are a danced lecture by a choreographer and one of our Global Brain Health Institute fellows from South Africa. We're going to have fantastic leaders from industry talking about the key demands that the changes in the world are making on people to be more creative and innovative.
So this is a project called Unequal Scenes. It's a project that I've poured a lot of my last 5 years of work into. Really passionate about looking at the Earth from above. So I use a drone, sometimes a helicopter, to look at the world's most unequal parts of cities. And I call them the unequal scenes. It started in Cape Town, South Africa, where I lived before the pandemic. I've lived there for over 10 years. And as an American living in South Africa, the first thing that I noticed when I landed was the divisions in the society. So you had all black people living in one neighborhood right next to all white people, and you had all poor people right next to all rich people. The divisions were cleaved so clearly in Cape Town that when I got a drone in 2016, I thought, this is such an obvious thing to take a photo of. I only had 200 people that followed me on Facebook at the time, but I took a photo, I put it onto Facebook, went to sleep, and then when I woke up, it was like my life had changed. It had gone viral. People were having conversations on my Facebook page about race, about privilege, about the way their society looked in Cape Town. It was kind of scary, it was kind of powerful. I felt like I needed to very quickly become a spokesperson for inequality. It was a very heavy burden, actually, initially on me as a person who kind of did this kind of as an art project, and then it quickly became a political project. So I think that really speaks to like a systemic problem of inequality. I think it speaks to decisions that are being made and have been made to disenfranchise people. Conversely, in a weird way, I think that's a positive thing. So I see this as a hopeful project because if humans created the problem, humans can solve the problem. To me, the biggest way that my work fits into Creative Brain Week is this idea that our brains can be triggered with different forms of communication. You know, not every artist needs to take portraits. Not every photographer needs to do strict documentary photojournalism, right?
Well, this is part of a documentary about how Peruvians age in my country and different regions of the country. So I try to capture how sort of social determinants of health influence the life of Peruvians as they age. And I work together with sort of a group of neurologists that help me out with some medical terms and medical information, and a couple of journalists that help me tell their stories. I think it's such a sort of a noble cause, and I think elders in my country are so abandoned that to have somebody like me showing up to say, hey, I'm here to see how your grandfather is, people open up. So I hope to bring awareness to the people in general and to be able to bring change. To start conversations, to hear possible solutions, to hear from different points of view. This would be wonderful if I can learn something that could add to my work from experts from different fields, right?
Creative Brain Week is an amazing initiative. We're very happy to collaborate with people like Dr. Ian Robertson. We had a collision between performance arts, a collision between some of the top technologists in the world, a collision in terms of music, and yes, a collision in terms of unlocking potential. So how important is it? I think it's as vital as learning arithmetic. I think it's as vital as learning how to brush your teeth we should really realise, as Dr. Ian Robertson would say, how to have a user manual for the brain.
From the experience today, it's fantastic and it's necessary. I think a key question for us all is how do we broaden the conversation? How do we get more people involved in this creative theme, whether it's in the context of technology, which I'm interested in, or more broadly across society or businesses or education? How do we make ourselves more creative and value it even more than we do so?
But the energy in the room was fantastic. The attention in the room was brilliant. You could feel everybody's excitement at times, and you could also feel the silence at times, the emotion that came through in many of the talks that we were having there this afternoon. But most importantly, I think it stretched people's minds as to what we think is the creative brain, what this week is all about, both personally and professionally.
The talk went very well. Everybody had good vibes. That's what I believe. When everybody has good vibes, you have good vibes as well, and it kind of just sparks everybody's kind of creativity in the mind, and everyone's creative, let's say, creative juices gets flowing around, you know. So it's good. All is well.